Okay, A&P students, here's a quick video review of the vertebral column. So you can see we have the regions of the vertebral column: the cervical region, the thoracic region, thoracic with the ribs, the lumbar region, no ribs, then the sacrum, all fused together forming the hip joint, or the connection to the pelvis. And the very tail end, those few little coccygeal vertebrae. Okay, here's an individual vertebra where you can see the body of the vertebra. Those holes are just for the chain, to hold the chain together. They don't really exist in life. The body of the vertebra, this whole part is the arch. It has the spinous process coming off dorsally, and there's the transverse process on either side. Here's the axis and atlas, where you can see the atlas, which is the vertebra that the skull sits on. So the skull would be sitting right on top here, is just one ring like that. And then when you look at the atlas behind there, the axis behind there, you can see it has the little piece, the dens, that sticks into the ring of the atlas. That's why it's called the axis, because of that little piece. The axis, these vertebrae also show the typical thing. This is, remember, C1 and C2 are the first two cervical vertebrae, and they have these little holes off to the side in the transverse process for the vertebral arteries. Other vertebrae don't have that. Don't forget the hole in the middle, whether it's on the cervical vertebrae, the atlas, or any other vertebrae, that's where the spinal cord would be going, and that hole is called the vertebral foramen. You have the head of the rib, you have the whole body of the rib. On its undersurface, on the underside, you have what's called the subcostal groove. So this is on the inferior surface of the rib, and you also have right there the little costal tubercle. Remember, costal refers to rib, and tubercle means bump, and there's that little bump coming off. You have the head of the rib, and behind it, the costal tubercle. Now we're looking at the rib articulating with the vertebral column, and see how there's two places where it articulates. The transverse process of the vertebra comes to the costal tubercle. That's one place. And then the head of the rib is in there between two adjacent vertebral bodies. So if we come around and look in from in here, there you can see right there the head of the rib between two adjacent vertebral bodies, and going back that way is going to be the costal tubercle on the transverse process.